Hi. It's the 1st of October. It's going to be a full moon. All sorts of weird stuff. Had some big news yesterday. But today, we are going to Berry Farm again. Love Berry Farm. Very local. But I'm taking a third horse today. So we're taking Obi and Tilly again. So me and George are jumping. And then I'm also taking Mo. I can't really believe it. Here she is. Bit of an undignified moment. She was having a poop. Just putting boots on, getting ready to go. Oh, I just dropped her. Getting ready to go. Very exciting. I think she knows. You know what's going on? You know? Grumpy? Grumpy face? Oh, it's a grumpy face. It's really happening. Mo, the miracle horse, is really going to a show. Ooh. Boys on there, girl on here, girl's going in the front, constantly dropping stuff on the floor. We're ready to go. I don't even know how I feel. I think scared, but who knows. We're gonna have a great time. Yes. Just arrived at the old beautiful Berry Farm, and I just want to talk about how Mo just travelled. Mo has always been awkward to travel. This is why we've got her in a separate box. So we've opened the whole thing up. She would still travel badly, like wobbling about. She stood like a rock. And you know what? I gave her a calming cookie. She had some calming powder in her breakfast, having never given her calming powder before because I've always just taken her as being like a live wire and that's just her, how she is. She's not been going to any shows or anything. And she's just loaded like da-da-da. So mind blown a little bit. Premier Performance, thank you so much for making my life so much easier. But we got a little while, gonna go and walk the course. Really need a wee. Always need a wee when I go to a show. It's like I'm like conditioning myself to need a wee. Anyway, so yeah, let's go see the course. Had a little walk of the course. Thinking about where my lines start and finish. Number 1. Over here. 2, 3 the monkeys, dog leg to 4, double 5, 1 stride, down to 6 which is the yellow, 7 nice and easy, and around here 8, 6 strides up to 9, 10 up the top behind number 4, 11 the double here, 1 stride, and then that is number 12. A very nice, encouraging course for our first outing. Mo didn't even really sweat on the way here. She a little bit on her neck, but when I say she's previously been like in a lather, yeah, I'm in awe of that product because wow, that is really, she's going to be a much happier girl going to shows. Amazing. Obi, you're not amazing. You're shut back to the box.
So as you saw, the warm-up was quick. She's just feeling really great and strong. She was always strong, but yeah, so Jumped the first fence really nicely. Really pleased with actually the first fence, and off she went at 120 miles an hour. It was pretty scary, that, to be honest. I didn't know if she was going to take off at the right moment, so I just had to go with it. As you can see, it was not pretty. We regained some control and we continued, and she got better, to be fair. She wasn't quite so wild the rest of the course. And I mean, I just got to be appreciative that she was feeling so keen. You know, she's come back from injury and she's come back from kind of period of intermittent soundness. So to be able to have her come back feeling quite so keen is really quite something. She just wouldn't be like this if she wasn't feeling good. Oh yeah, I didn't like the fact that I kept kind of losing my balance, like leaning back to take a half halt. That isn't not how I should be riding her. But I felt like I needed to use my body weight a little bit, which was not the right thing. I should have been sitting taller, taking a smaller reaction, using my seat to bring her together. Here she kind of wasn't really paying attention. She was a bit like unsure, but it actually meant that she was a little steadier. And then she went a bit quick again, and then I got her back, and this was nice through the double. And then we just come around to the last fence, and she jumped the last fence really nicely, and I was really pleased with that, and really pleased to feel that she was so keen all the way around. Fucking crazy. So this is George's first round of the day. George is working a lot on the consistency of the rounds, not the height of the fences. The horse is a very capable horse, as you can see. But as they're a new partnership, he's just kind of starting again, basically, and making sure that everything is super consistent from the start. So Tilly struggles with his changes. He always has, like even when he used to jump with his previous owner. And so you'll see sometimes that he might look disunited. So what George has been working on a lot is bringing him back, balancing the canter, and then getting on an actual canter lead rather than being disunited. You can see there Tilly just kind of runs a little bit down the distance. He's a strong horse and he knows what he's doing, and he can take the bit a little bit and pull. So George was really working on balancing the canter between the fences and making sure that that didn't keep happening. And here it was actually very good. You know, George was always putting him on a stride and making sure that the canter wasn't getting long and flat. He was really pleased with the consistency. Yeah, this was really good. He was just balanced, took a little half halt, and that was great there, because then he could put his leg on and ride on the stride that he wanted. So you see here he brings him right back and then doesn't actually get right canter. Right canter isn't Tilly's favourite, left canter is. So then he isn't necessarily on the right leg, but actually the balance was there and the control was there between the fences. So that's what George was working on. You can see there Tilly goes disunited, but George did a really good job to kind of hold him together and balance him the best he could. Again here he was bringing him back, and you see he then is on right canter until he wanted to hold right canter. So you can see there's just some kind of teething going on that they're working through, but George was really pleased with that round. And for George! Woo! Oh, this is the best fun ever! Fucking absolutely wild! Number 2. What was she doing?
Scary.
That was scary. I was like, that's not a stride! Oh dear goodness, glad she's careful. Did you have the best time ever? Did you nearly kill me to number 2? Fine. Wow, that was fast, but so great. Can't believe it. My little heart. So it was OB's turn, and we opted to jump 2 classes because the last show we went to, I jumped 1 class and he was quite fast. He was generally a bit sort of unruly, and I wasn't really riding the way I wanted to ride him. He's a big guy and he makes you feel like you want to go slow, but you actually really need to make sure that you enable the canter and have him travelling into your hand. But if you don't have him travelling into your hand, then you kind of end up on this like short, like getting too deep sort of canter, and that was really what I wanted to work on. So he warmed up really nicely. He was really loose and feeling calm and relaxed and super focused, so I was pleased with that. I didn't do loads in the warm-up again because I knew that I was going to be jumping 2 rounds. So here we are in the ring. So this is again the same class that both Mo and Tilly jumped. So I felt like I knew the course pretty well. Came around to the first fence. I was actually really proud of this round. He felt very smooth and easy, and I felt like if I can have this feeling when the fences start to get bigger, then I'm on to a winner. Getting his changes nicely as well, which is good. Obviously, when we're at the level we're doing at dressage at the moment, we don't want him to do flying changes, but we want him to be able to counter where he stays on the wrong leg on one direction as such. But for the jumping, we do want him to be balanced and changing and working his own legs out a little bit. Double of verticals, normally Obi's nemesis, but I had a good stride and I just kept coming on the same canter, and he felt like he jumped it nicely. A little bit more forward there, so I'm just balancing him up, but not kind of ending up having to really take too much of the canter off. I was able to stay travelling forwards and keep him moving. I actually went a little bit faster there on purpose and kept rolling through the corners and kept the canter going in the jump off. And here I did a little turn. It's funny riding such a big horse like this and actually being able to cover the ground and be quite efficient without having to ride tight turns is a really nice feeling. I always panic a little trying to get a stride into a double because I worry about messing up the first part to make the second part difficult. And I just kept coming here. Had a nice stride to the last.
That was pretty picture perfect, wasn't it, Obes? That was a good boy. You was really listening to me today. We gave him a little jump at home yesterday, did some little cavalettis, and I think that is enough for him to realise that he doesn't need to go fast like we did last time. But yeah, no, that was very nicely controlled. I felt like I had a good stride everywhere. We are now building the meter, and then we're going to jump the meter. Ready to go. Round 2. Very enthusiastic. Obi looks more enthusiastic for once.
Now, this round I wasn't as pleased with myself with. Started well, he felt like he jumped the first few fences really nicely. And then I just kept looking for the backward stride. You see there, I was a bit deep. I didn't quite get the canter keeping coming through the corners. And then it just meant I kept ending up a little bit close. And I just wasn't quite, getting going. And I kept trying to make myself get going. And looking back on it, like watching it back now, it doesn't look kind of as not smooth as it felt. But here I started pushing on a little more, and then I had a better stride here. I felt like I was trying to be too careful, trying to do it for him, not just daring him and letting him keep jumping the fences. And there, when I kept coming through the turn, it was good. But then, yeah, I had some definitely more difficult moments where I didn't have such a good stride because I was making it too much like hard work for him. There you couldn't see, but I was just a little bit deep. So there is such a finesse to having not just a good stride, but like a smooth stride. So here I started looking to the next fence and just buried him. That wasn't very nice. And I apologised to him as I was going around. The course builder probably thought I was completely mental. But and then here I just waited on it was a short 8 or a quite long 7, and I'd gone for the short 8 but made the decision a little bit late. And he was good to come back to me there to jump the double, and that was the finish. So here we have George's second round, and he was going for the same thing. Consistency, not letting Tilly get too quick, and he was really pleased with this round as well. It was even more consistent than the first round. See, he's really keeping the canter through the corners and making sure that he kind of wasn't going on the first stride he saw, but waiting, keeping Tilly on the hind leg so that it wasn't getting kind of quick and flat. Just does well to kind of maintain the balance. So you can see here, half a change. But George just managed it well and still ended up on a good stride to the double. And look, you know, they're still learning about how each other work as such, and George is learning about how Tilly works because he has jumped jumped previously with other riders, so he has his own way of going a little bit. So George is learning a lot about it, but you can see how much more fluent it's becoming, just letting him roll through the turns and keep coming to the fences. He had a much better stride than me to this fence. He did not bury Tilly in the bottom of it like I did to Obi. Just keeps rolling round. He ran into a similar problem than I had there at down that distance. It was a funny striding, 7.5 basically. And he kept it nice and consistent to the last and jumped that really well. So he was super pleased with that round.
Yeah! Clear rounds all day. Nobody knocked a jump down. I really tried with that terrible stride to number 9. Oh, it was bad. I started looking at number 10 and I just started looking at the line for number 10 but not the stride for number 9. Don't do that. Bad idea. You pleased?
Very.
Yeah.
Good. 2 rounds, double clear.
Happy days. We're going to go home now and it looks like it's going to absolutely trash it down. Look at them, they're so clever. Happiest, cleverest. You jumped double, you didn't knock a single jump down today, Obi. How do you feel? Does it feel good to be a superstar? Yeah, what about you, Tilly? Yeah, he says feed me. Feed me, then a rude word. You're not saying that very politely, are you, Tills? Back in the lorry, just in time for it to really properly rain. Amazing, what a cool day. Obi was 2nd in the British novice and Mo was 5th in the 90 centimetre open. It's like the open section, and George was 6th. So that's really cool. We do not know the placings for the discovery because it's still going on, but we're going to head home and exercise all of the horses. So once we get home I might know the result and I will update you all. Glad we missed the rain. There she is, super girl. Oh, that makes me so happy. Right, need to unpack the lorries. George isn't even back yet. I'm not sure where he went. I'm sure he was leaving the show when I was leaving. What was I going to say? I still don't know the result yet for the discovery. It might still be going on. So I will come back and update you when I know. Very happy today. Hi. Obi. You won money again today, Mr. Versatile. But he's always rather surprised when he goes and jumps a clear round, I think. Including him. Come on! Yeah, there's hay in your stable. So I got the results for the discovery at long last, and Obi came 4th. Woo! Can't believe him. He's so versatile. What an amazing boy he is. So yeah, amazing day out, really. I was so lucky to have her back and feeling so good, and you'll have seen in the video it was a bit wild. And I wasn't very proud of my riding, which is annoying. But I think the jumps are not very big for her. You know, she's used to jumping much bigger when she jumped before. So I kind of, it's to be expected that she just decides fast is the right option. But altogether, I'm just really happy. Even if, you know, she's not going to do it again, or she doesn't feel good tomorrow or something like that, because she has been on and off sound. It's kind of okay. Like, she's so happy and she's so pleased to be doing it that if she doesn't get to do it very much and she hacks and then we go to a show again in a fortnight, then that's totally fine. Look, we've come to tell everyone about our success, hey? You're gonna tell them all about your successes? Having a little chat with Inde. Oh, Inde. It's Nanette that you really want to see, huh? My girls. Oh, this is so nice. I love that they're all friends still. Inde, that is just weird. Inde with her little weather beater coat on. It's the thing that foals do when they are being like, this is a sign of her being, a sign of them being not dominant, the opposite. I'm really tired. It's felt like a long day. Indeed, that's weird. That's a weird face. What I was saying is, even if, you know, we don't get to do loads more shows, and she goes and does a show and then she has some easy time and some hacking, then it's fine, you know. I'm just happy that she's alive and she is still happy to be doing it. And as you could see, you know, she's the kind of horse that would tell me what she does and doesn't like, and if she doesn't like it, she's not going to do it. So I am just going to let her guide me. Wants to go? She can go. She don't want to go? She doesn't have to go. But yeah, it's just nice to be back show jumping. You know, did used to be a proper show jumper and jump big jumps, but we'll stick with jumping the small ones for now until someone's ready to jump some slightly bigger ones. But Obi came 4th in the Discovery, which is amazing. He won 45 whole pounds today, so he actually paid the bill, including Mo's bill. Nice one, Obi. George came 5th in the meter class, so they like split it. And he was really pleased with Tilly today. He was really pleased with how consistent the rounds were, you know. When you're getting back going again, having had a long gap, sometimes like it's just the stride is inconsistent, because you're kind of finding your way and finding what that middle ground is with the canter. But George's been working really hard at home and working on the rhythm and his ability to kind of keep Tilly in check, and it paid off. So I was really pleased. He was really, really happy. So yeah, great day. A great day all round. I'm gonna leave this video here. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed filming it, and just thanks again for being here and allowing me to share my life with you guys. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you for next week's video. Bye for now.